Welcome to the Survive Scale Soar podcast. Hear and learn through the success of others how to build the life and business you deserve. Learn to overcome failure, what it means to seek out growth, and how to become the best possible version of yourself. And now, here's your host, coach, entrepreneur, husband and father, and author of the #1 best-selling book, Survive Scale Soar, Jeremy Williams.
And welcome back to the Survive Scale Soar podcast. I'm your host, Jeremy. I am also the owner of Red Hawk Coaching, a coaching company that provides coaching services for real estate agents, real estate team leads, real estate brokers, and small business owners. So if you're ready to soar in your business, reach out today, book an appointment at redhawkcoaching.com. Quick reminder, this show comes in 2 formats: real talk, just me and the mic sharing either thoughts that I have on a particular subject matter or things that are happening in the world and how it relates to your business. And then there's success talks. That's where I get to interview and have the honor to interview those that have succeeded at a very high level in their business. They'll share with you the things that have been challenging, the lessons they learned through those challenges, and how they have become successful in their specific industry. Today is a real talk. And the real talk is who you listen to matters and what you listen to matters. So let's start with the who you listen to matters. And I'm going to pick on the coaching world because that's a world that's very familiar with me. Obviously, real estate, having been in the real estate industry since 2004, is very familiar with me. But just in general, coaches, I don't know if it's just me, and I don't think it is. Yet, if you look in the last 2 to 5 years, everybody has become a coach or a consultant. They'll work a short period of time, maybe in their respected industry, and then all of a sudden they're the expert on that industry. See, I've been coaching real estate agents from brand new agents to top mega teams since 2010. I book almost 1,000 hours of coaching every year. So I have over 13,000 hours of coaching time with agents. And there's a lot of people that come right out of the gate saying that they're a coach. They may have a really flashy website. They may say just the right thing from a book they had just read. Maybe they quote that book. But whatever the case it is, they don't have the experience in the systems, the processes, and most importantly, the questions to ask their client to get them to think differently. A lot of people will hire a coach and they're thinking, well, the coach is just going to tell me what to do and what works. And really a powerful coach that can move their clients to have breakthroughs and achieve great things, what they're really skilled at is questions. And that's what I've really worked on. Every day I'll write down questions. And those are the questions that I ask my clients to get them to think differently on the ways that they're approaching challenges or obstacles of their business, the way that they're approaching maybe a specific action they're taking to get a desired result. It's all about questions. And so I see a lot of these younger individuals come in. There's some that are older, maybe that have come from a different field completely, and just all of a sudden they're a coach. You go to LinkedIn, there's all different types of names for coaches. There's a coach, there's business coach, there's a productivity coach, there's a life coach, there's running coach. There's all different types of coaches now. The industry is really, personally, I believe, has gotten completely out of control. In fact, it wasn't about 2 months ago, I had somebody reach out that was 20 years old, that was a life coach, that was saying they could completely change my life. And first of all, I never called them to ask for this. So it was just odd to get this call in the middle of the day. And this guy goes right into a script of what makes him qualified as a life coach. I mean, this is a guy that just graduated high school, or hopefully graduated high school. I don't even know that. But he said he was 20 years old and had a lot of experiences in his life. And now he's able to help me, which I'm in my mid 40s, be able to completely change my life. So not to say that it couldn't happen, not likely to happen. I've had far more experiences, both in life and in business, to maybe look for more experience in a coach. My coach right now, amazing, Julie Traxler with SB Pace out of Tennessee, and super powerful coach. And but she's got a lot of experience, a lot of life experience, a lot of business experience, a lot of experience working with businesses. And so it's a different feel. So there's a lot of people out there that they're going to say they're coaches. And again, they may have the flashy website, they may post on social media all the time. Yet when it comes to the skill set of actually being a coach, probably not that great. And so you've got to be careful who you listen to. You've got to be selective in that. They always say that you're your 5 closest people. And so who are those people that you're listening to? Who are you putting into that 5? I can tell you in the business world, I've had people that I thought were in my 5, and come to find out just through some discernment and time and getting, bridges burned and everything else, they should have never been in my 5. And so you really got to evaluate those people that you're surrounding and putting into your life. So I work with real estate agents that work with lots of vendors. You got plumbers and electricians and HVAC people and inspectors and title reps. Who are you letting into your circle? Who are you listening to in those different areas? Because it's impacting you, it's impacting your business, it's impacting your client experience. Who are you listening to? It makes a world of difference. Now, I've made the mistake several times and I've listened to the wrong person. And that's okay. Once you realize that you've made that mistake, move on from that person, move away. It's not going to serve you any better. It's not going to serve you any better in your business, to continue to listen to what that individual has to say. So if you've gotten burned by somebody or somebody's taken advantage of you, whatever the case may be, and you maybe even have great respect for this person at one point, it's okay to move on. You have to recognize that who you're listening to might not serve you, might not serve your business well. And it's hard. I can't give you a predetermined filter that's going to help you with that. This is something that you'll intuitively know. Listen to your gut, trust your gut. I had one time, I had this coach that I respected at a great level that said gut stood for give up thinking. And I really don't believe that. There's actually science behind it too, that your gut and your brain are connected. So when your gut is telling you, it's a physiological experience. It is science. So listen to your gut on whether or not you should be listening to that person. And if your gut's telling you no, then go find somebody else to listen to, right? As a coach, I'm always going out and seeking and learning, looking for new opportunities. When I'm coaching my people, I encourage them to do the same. Look to top industry leaders, look for those, for real estate agents, look for those people that you want to be, listen to them. And you may in that time realize also too, that they're not the ones that you should be listening to. I've been in situations where this person was put up on a pedestal, and I thought, oh man, everybody wants to listen to this person. I was now in proximity. And then as I got to know things about this person, I realized who I should be listening to was not this person. It was time to remove myself from that situation and to find somebody else that I could align with. Now, who you listen to matters. What you listen to matters. And when I say what, I'm talking about maybe books. I'm talking about podcasts. I'm talking about the news. There is a period of time, and sometimes I fall back into this, is where I'll watch the news and I'll get angry about the topic when most of the news today, we all just have to admit it, is not real. It's all propaganda. Doesn't matter what channel, what side you're watching. It's propaganda. And that's a personal opinion of mine, and it seems to be playing out in a lot of the situations that are happening in our world today. Yet there was a period of time where I'd listen to that and I would take that in, and that was what was nurturing my mind. And that has an impact on your mindset. If you're listening to podcasts and it's always about being angry or always about being backed into a corner, or you're always having to fight, that's the way you're going to act. You're going to act as if you're always in a corner having to fight your way out. So look for things that feed and nurture your mind in a way that's positive, in a way that helps you move past obstacles and challenges. That's going to give you the information to be a better problem solver. Those are the type of things that you want to be feeding your mind with. I'm a spiritual person, so I like to listen to my music, and I listen to that. I'll play my guitar sometimes and sing, but I'm feeding myself with things that are good, things that kind of combat the different things that we face in this world. So I hope this helps today. I give you a little insight into my personal life, some of the experiences and struggles that I've had, and making the mistake and listening to the wrong person. Also, falling into those traps of the world and listening to things, to content that doesn't necessarily serve myself or my business well. And I do that because I want you to just be more aware. I'm not telling you what to do. I've never, as a coach, I never tell somebody, what they need to do. Like, I'll ask questions, but those questions are just to get you to think about it and make the best decision for yourself. Because at the end of the day, nobody's making decisions for you. You're on your own. You got to figure this world out. You got to figure life out, and you've got to be able to make some decisions. So if this content today that I've shared with you about who you're listening to and what you're listening to moves you, maybe sit down and reflect today and ask yourself some questions on: is there some people that I need to move in closer proximity to? Is there some people that I need to move away from? Am I letting the right people in my circles? Did I go hire the 20-year-old life coach that has no life experience? What am I feeding myself? Am I sitting there and consuming the national news media, the cable news outlets? Am I reading the biased papers? Whatever it is that you're feeding your mind with, is it creating an environment in which you can't be as successful as you could be? We could talk politics, we could talk a lot of things, but I think a lot of that stuff that's happening in our world today is not for us to think, not for us to ask questions. You ask a question and you might get punished for it. So ask yourself those questions. What am I feeding myself with? What am I watching every day? Does it serve me well? Does it serve my business well? Does it serve my family well? In my case, being a spiritual person, does it serve God well? And if it doesn't, go find the things that do align with that. And I promise you that your journey as far as growing your business and living out a great life, hitting all your goals, potentially even surpassing your goals, it increases the odds of that. So today, ask yourself, who am I listening to? What am I listening to? Who do I need to move closer towards? Who do I need to move away from? What do I need to listen to? Is it serving myself? Is it serving my business well? Is it serving my family well? Is it serving my God well? And then just make those realignments. And I promise you, you're going to see great things. We're coming up. We're in the middle of the summer. We're already thinking fourth quarter. I did a video today that, what we do today shows up 30, 60, 90 days out. And so I'm really encouraging. I've got a lot of people calling in and talking to me about coaching, and they're wanting to coach with me, but they're saying, "Hey, Jeremy, I want to wait till, the end of the summer. It's kind of crazy right now." And, my response to that is, if you're going to be successful in this business, you're going to be busy. It's how you manage the busy. And what we do today, is 30, 60, 90 days out. So if we don't start coaching until September, October, then the results from that are really going to start showing up in January of 2024. And so if you're thinking about making a move in your business and hiring a coach like myself or hiring a coach that's out there, I'm going to encourage you to make that decision sooner than later so that the seeds can be planted so that you can finish 2023 really, really strong. You could go into that fourth quarter with the intentions of great outcomes because of the coaching that had taken place. If this message moved you today, if it got you to think differently, or somebody else out there needs to hear this right now because it'll make a difference in their business and in their life, I'm going to encourage you to share the show. If the show can be found on Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, YouTube, Stitcher. I don't know. I think it's sent out there by Smoke Signal as well. Make sure you leave a comment too and let me know your thoughts on the content. I always like to hear that. And of course, if you need anything, reach out to me. I'd be glad to serve you. So until next time, as I always say, onward and upward.
Thank you for listening to the Survive Scale Soar podcast. If you heard something that made a difference in your life today, share it with someone that might benefit and subscribe so you don't miss the next episode. Learn more about the host of this podcast and coaching services offered by Red Hawk Coaching by visiting www.redhawkcoaching.com.